Hey guys, welcome to the channel or welcome back. My name is Ania, and in today's video, we're going to be preparing for spring 2021 semester, and we're just going to be getting our life together in general. So before we start this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and also subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so when we first come into our laptop, obviously we're going to go ahead and head to Notion, which is not only available on the laptop, but it's also available on iPad and Android and iPhone. Basically, it's available on pretty much every single device. Okay, so here we have my cover page. I'm honestly really proud of this because I freaking love the way that it came together. The first thing you're gonna see is it says Ania's Notion, which obviously it's my name and it's mine, so it just makes sense. So the first section we have is called What's Going On, and basically these are just like little things in my life that I'm keeping track of that are fun for me, and just things that I wanted to incorporate here on Notion to keep track of. So the first one is going to be my reading log. So as you can see, this is what it's looking like so far, and I have about 20 books listed here that I want to read. So as some of you guys may know, I tried to do a book challenge where I read a book every month and I failed miserably. I mean, 2020 kind of took all of us for a toll, so like I just didn't end up doing it, but I just decided I would start over again this year and try to do it. And I found this website that lets you download books. So I'm not telling you guys to do anything, but I did end up downloading a lot of the books that I wanted to read. So I'm pretty excited because I get to try that again. But it's very self-explanatory. The title is here, the author is here, the status, which is whether I'm reading it, I want to read, or I've finished reading it, the date that I started, the date that I completed it, the number of pages, and the format. So as you can see, most of my books are in ebook form, and I do have some paperback books that I'll be reading and some hardcover books that I'll be reading, but I think that most of the ones that I want to read this year are ebooks, so that might be my main thing this year. Okay, so if we go back, our next page is called Recipes. And this one I was really excited about because I saw this board on like a random account, and I just kind of looked up like how do you present recipes in Notion, and then I found this, and it's pretty self-explanatory. When you click on it, I have it tagged as tried and loved because I did actually make this. I just found a picture on Pinterest to put in there, and then I have the cook time, so how long it takes to cook it, all of the ingredients and the instructions, and then that way whenever I make new recipes that I like, I can just come back to them, no problem. All right, our next one is going to be my watch list. Now this one surprised me because I didn't think I would like it at first, just because I've never been able to keep up with lists like this before, but the way that it's laid out in Notion, I'm like super excited about it. So of course, at first we have shows here, and these are some of the shows that I am watching on Netflix. And of course, same thing. I have the name, the platform that I'm watching it on, the status, so watching, or I want to watch, or I finished it, and then the season that I'm on, and the rating. So some of these I've rated pretty early just because I'm like, okay, well, I'm enjoying it so far. And obviously if I rate a show bad, then it probably means that I'm probably not going to want to continue watching it. So that was my thought process behind that. And then I did pretty much the same thing with movies. So we have the name of the movie, the status, the date I watched it, and the rating. And I don't know if you guys have watched Soul on Disney Plus, but that movie was so cute. I loved it. So I would recommend you guys go watch that. Okay, next up we have our college section. So the way that I decided to do this was actually, it's pretty interesting because I had a different setup for my 2020 semester, my fall semester, and I decided to use this setup for this semester. So I ended up importing that template into this new template, if that makes any sense. But we'll just go through it and I'll explain it. So the first one is just called Business Finance because that's my degree, and this is what it looks like, and I'm so happy with this setup. I think it looks incredible. I spent a lot of time and worked really hard on it, so I hope you guys liked it too. It like took me like all day to design everything the way that I wanted, but you know, I feel like you're more willing to come back to something when you actually like it. So here we have obviously my degree name, and then here I put spring 2021 semester, And then this was designed by Jana's Studies, so this is her template, and I just basically tweaked a couple things, but for the most part, when you download her template, this is pretty much what you're gonna get, besides a couple things. So she included a brain dump, which is cool. If you have any like random thoughts or ideas that you need to put down, they can go there. Underneath that, you have the assignment exam schedule, which is like everybody's favorite thing when it comes to like Jana's Studies setup on Notion. And I'm sure it's not just hers. This is just where I got mine from. But like I was saying, like just being able to have all of your assignments in one area is like the best feeling ever. So these are like, this is basically how you set it up, where you put like whether you check off whether it's done or not, the course that you're doing it. So I have tags for each one of my courses that I'm taking this semester, and essentially you would just put that, you put the name of the assignment, let's just say it was a COVID-19 report. You put which day it's due, so let's say it's due on the 12th, why not? And then the task, whether it's an assignment, an exam, a quiz, a discussion post, a module, or a report. This one is also here because it comes with a template, but let's just say this was a report, so let's do that. You can put any notes about the assignment here, like maybe it's worth 25% of grade or something crazy, or okay, I put 5%. So, and then I actually added in this part which says number of replies, and I did that because online you have to do a lot of discussion posts, and I kept forgetting how many times I had to reply to other students. So I just put this column here, that way I can put like 3 of 3 replies, and that way I know that I've actually done each reply that I need to do. And so that's basically what that would look like. I'm gonna leave that here and I'm gonna show you why in a second. Okay, so let's come back out here, and then here, this is the breakdown of all of the courses that I have, and this over here is to-dos and reminders. So I've already put a couple in there, like buy online textbooks, import syllabi into Notion. I'm sure there's other stuff that I need to do before the semester starts, but those are like my main ones right now. Okay, so coming over here, we can look in, and this is actually my class, each class. So I'll quickly go through them because they're pretty much the same, but I'll spend more time on this one just to show you guys the breakdown. So here, of course, we have course number 1, which is business law for me. I will put the instructor name here. The email will go here. This is a place to import the course syllabus, so you know, that way you can just easily access it. Learning objectives is a place to put your learning objectives, especially if you're taking like science or something like that. Some of the classes will outline exactly what they want you to know by the end of the semester, and so being able to come back and look at that is pretty helpful. So, and then here you have a grade calculator. So this is if you want to know kind of like how you're doing throughout the semester. I usually just rely on Canvas for that to tell me how I'm doing, so I probably won't be using that, but it is cool. And then here you can put your lecture notes or assignments by the week. And if you guys watched my last semester video, you might know that the way that it was set up last semester, I didn't actually end up using the week by week. I kind of gave up on it, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But I think that with this format, because I tend to like the tables a lot better, it just keeps me more organized, I may actually use it. We'll just have to see. But especially with taking 5 classes, I'm gonna want to keep everything in order, so we'll see if it works out this semester. Okay, we'll quickly run through my other one. So this is my communications setup, and as you can see, this is what it's gonna look like week to week as you put in things. So that's pretty cool. And then this is for English 4. And I just use these little emojis for all of my classes to keep it very looking together, I guess you could say. And then again, the space to put all of that. This is what it's gonna look like. So these all look the same. These are pretty self-explanatory, and I'm already enjoying it, and I haven't even started it yet. So yep, and then the last one, oh, that was econ, and then the last one is financial accounting, which is what I'm gonna be taking this semester. And I might change this picture, I'm not sure yet, but it's fine for now. And I was kind of going for a spring theme if you couldn't tell. So yeah, I just imported this picture here. This picture does not come with a template. And then here, this is, I just put a section for other helpful links. So this link takes me straight to Canvas so that I can log in and check up with my assignments. So very, very cool. And then this one links to Quizlet, where I've actually created a spring 2021 class set. So basically, if I make sets for any of my classes for this semester, they will go in this folder in Quizlet. So I think that was a really good move, because now if I have Quizlet sets that I want to review, I can just go to them directly through Notion without having to, like, you know, look or click around too much. Like, all of my sets will be there. So I think that's going to be really cool. And then this is what I wanted to show you guys. So because I have this upcoming due date section, thank you so much to Janice. Whenever you put assignments in on your assignment exam schedule, the most recent ones for the week, you can even sort it by the month, but I think it's sorted by the week as of right now. They will come up here, which means that my most important or my most upcoming assignments will be shown here. And it's all linked together. So I literally have no reason to miss an assignment, because I don't even have to click directly into this anymore, because as soon as I come on this page, I'll see exactly what needs to be done. Not only that, when you scroll down, you will see that this is the calendar for the month. And on the calendar, it also shows me what is coming up. So basically for the week, it'll show me all the assignments that I have coming up through a calendar format as well. And when you're trying to balance your time, this is really, really helpful. So I am very excited about this template. I love the way she put it together, and I'm just really excited to use it for the semester. Okay, so this is pretty much my school setup. So again, I will link Janice's Studies template down below so that you guys can set up your semester similar if you want to. And there's plenty of helpful videos online of how to do certain things in Notion to create exactly what you need. And some of them are pretty easy. So I would definitely look into those to find whatever works for you and how you want to set it up. But I am really excited for my setup for the upcoming semester. So man, this took me a day to set up, but I'm glad that I did it and I spent the time to do it, because I'm like super in love with it. But let's go ahead and continue, because we are not done. So we're gonna go back into my main Notion landing page, and we just finished up this part. So under that, I actually linked to Google Docs. Now I realized I could have put this under the helpful links, but it would have just made the page go down a little bit longer and I would have had that empty space, and I didn't really want that. So I just linked it separately. And this links directly to my student Google account, which is where I write all of my papers and written assignments for school. So I just thought it'd be nice to have a really quick place to get to that. Okay, underneath that, we have fall 2020 semester. So this is what I used for my last semester. Now it worked, but there was a lot of things that I didn't end up using in this template. So of course it's like the same. This was different, but I changed it because I wanted my theme to be very cohesive. So of course, fall 2020. Master template schedule again. This gives you an idea of what it looks like when it's completely filled in. So as you can see, same thing, status, course, the name, the date, the task, notes, and number of replies posted. And so this is exactly what it ended up looking like at the end of the day, once my semester was completely finished. And I gotta say, I did a pretty good job. I always say, make sure you turn in all your assignments. It is the one thing that will help you out so much in getting better grades. Just turn in all of your assignments. So yeah, this is a full semester worth of assignments. Assignments do extra credit. It's really simple advice, but it's effective. All right, so that is pretty much what that looks like. All right. And then of course, we'll just take a peek inside. I didn't end up doing anything fancy. I just left it as the template was. Again, this is a Janice Studies template. This was her first one, and the one I just showed you guys is actually her new one. So I would recommend you guys get the new one, unless you think this one will work better for you. It's totally fine. So yeah, by like week 2, week 3, I kind of gave up, didn't really stick with this, but I did put my syllabus in there and everything, so we still had that, and they pretty much all look the same, but I'll just quickly run through them, especially these are not even decorated, so don't want to spend too much time on that. But yeah, this is essentially what they look like. Okay, this was the weekly schedule. Especially if you're going to school on a campus, this would be really helpful, but I always do online, so this wasn't really useful for me, so I didn't use it. And that is pretty much it. That is all of the template came with. So it was very simple, but it was still very effective, so not knocking it. All right, so that is on that. Okay, before we go down there, we're gonna go to to this middle part. Now this, I put just some daily tasks for me to do as a student. So check in with Notion, check Canvas for assignments and updates, use the Pomodoro technique if I have a hard time studying, check in with my bullet journal because my life is in there, and have water nearby when studying. I should also have snacks nearby because it's a helpful one too. Okay, so over on this side, we have this first area, which is inspiration, and I essentially just linked to Pinterest. That is pretty much it. You know, whenever you're feeling like down or unmotivated, Pinterest is a pretty good place to go. Now this is another thing that is not school related, but that I am very excited about. Of course, I just pretty much started like my YouTube and my Instagram and all that, and I was using Trello to track my posts and everything, but because they weren't in the same board, it was very difficult to like figure out, okay, I'm gonna post this video, what Instagram post should go with it, and all of that stuff. If you know, you know. But anyway, then I saw Julia K. Chris do this on her channel where she actually made a content calendar, and I was like, that's a brilliant idea. How come I haven't thought of that? So I essentially made a content calendar in Notion, and I am obsessed with it. I just really like that I can see, you know, the things like on top of each other, so I know which posts go together or which ones are going to be separate, and I can pretty much just plan out the entire month for what I want to do, which is super helpful when you're working and you're going to school. It's just really nice to be able to see things laid out like this, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, so under that, I have a playlist. Now these are just some of my favorite songs that I've been listening to recently. You can actually embed a Spotify playlist into your Notion, and I tried to do that, but it just wouldn't work for me. It kept saying that the songs weren't available in my country, so I don't really know what that's about, but I couldn't get it to work, so I just opted to write out some of my favorite songs. That way, if I was kind of just like wanting to listen to some music or whatever, I could just be like, oh yeah, I like these songs, let me just play it. So, and I have Spotify right down here, so it just didn't really matter to me. I was like, it's fine, I can get to it. Okay, at the bottom here, I duplicated the weekly schedule from Janice's template and put it onto this template so that whenever I write on those, it shows up here. So now I don't even have to go into that to see what's coming up. As soon as I go on my landing page, I go to the bottom, and here it is right here. And as you can see, this is the assignment we made all the way back in our assignment tracker. So I was really excited about this feature because I think that that's going to be really helpful if I have a lot to do and I just need to quickly see what's going on. Now over here, I have my courses listed out like this, and I basically just made this a place for me to write down any important information about my classes. So as you can see, like you can put like the credits here. You can put the professor, the schedule, the Zoom if you have any. I don't, so I won't be using that, but course information here. So this is where important stuff goes, such as whatever may be super important. If I need it from the syllabus, but I don't want to go look or read through the syllabus, sometimes they're long. So I like to take the most important information from the syllabus and put it here. And then I just put a course outline. So this is like the big test that I'm gonna have, when this class's final is, when the class's midterm is, any big projects that I have to do, they will go here so that I can just easily look and see like only the biggest assignments for each class in there. And all of these look pretty much identical, so besides the cover, so they are pretty similar, but I thought it was worth it to go ahead and do this. And also I just loved the way that this looked so much. I will link this template as well because the person who designed this did a fantastic job, and I did not even know that you could do all of this in Notion before I found her template, so I am so thankful for that. Julia K. Chris was a big inspiration for me when creating this template. So of course I wanted to make sure it was mine and I wasn't copying anybody or making mine look exactly like anybody's. There's no fun in that. So I really went through and tried to make it specifically mine and something that I loved, and I think I accomplished that. So those will be linked in the description, so if you guys want to create your own Notion templates as well and really make them yours and something that you're going to use all year, then I would highly recommend doing that. Okay, now let's make some notebooks for class. Alright guys, be sure to leave a like if you liked this video. Don't forget to also comment and subscribe down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you found anything helpful from this video, leave it in the comments down below. And anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. So, thanks for watching.